Hello, welcome to Craftree. My name is Kirsty and today I'm going to take you on a brief tour of our website and show you what it can do for you. Craftree primarily is a site for tatters. It was built by a tatter for tatters and it covers everything about tatting. So this is the site when you first come here, but we'll log in and take a look. So when you first log into the site, you'll see here the dashboard page. This is where you find out what's been going on, all the latest activity. We've got here some project updates, projects that are completed and projects that have been updated with new pictures and new information. Scroll down and we have some of the latest forum posts, and then we have some of the latest comments that have been left on pictures and on people's dashboards. Then down finally we have all the latest information that's gone into the site. So we have new users that have joined, new sources that have been added to our database and new materials. If there's new patterns in the database, they'll be shown here as well. Now when you're tatting, one of the things that you like to do first is find out about patterns to do and books and sources. Let's go and have a look at our sources library. We have well over 500 sources in our system here. Sources to us are websites, they're books, magazines, newsletters, anything which contains patterns. So I'm going to do a search on a very popular author, Mary Connier, and you'll see that we have 6 of Connier's books in our system here. Looking down at Tatting with Visual Patterns, which is one of her most popular works, this is a library detail page. It gives you information about this particular source, which should help you to find it. There's the ISBN, the languages, and the publishing details. Scroll down in the description. In this case, it has an alternative ISBN, so you could source it through Laces. Then you go down and there's comments, and there's quite a few comments on this one. Sometimes you'll see errata in here, so that can be particularly useful if you've got a book or you are looking to purchase a book. Scroll up and here's the list of patterns. We've actually completed our cataloguing of this book and there's 56 patterns in it. If I click on this link, here I can see all of the patterns that are included in this book. And that helps me to decide whether I want the book or not. With a lot of the older books, there's an awful lot of crossover, so you might find that you actually have all of the patterns that are in an old book and there's no need for you to purchase another one. So lots of lovely pieces there. Now if I click on a pattern, I get to the pattern detail page, which has more information and links back again to the author and to the source there. Let's go and search for another pattern. We'll search in this case on Cobweb, which is part of our latest tat-along. And here's the one we want. It's the Cobweb doily. So you can see the original here is done in a nice white thread. But we've got all the information here about who the designer was, or the designing company in this case, where you can find it. You might have one of these books already on your shelf. When it was first published, and the categories. Now if there was a particular technique, so for example if this had split rings in it, you would see that listed here as well. If this is available to be downloaded for free, we'll have the direct link for it here. When you scroll down, you'll see again comments on the pattern itself. Again, there can be errata here and information about people's experiences in doing this particular one. And here we have an example of projects that have been done using this particular pattern. If I go here, I can see all of the projects in our system. So here we go, there's a lot of projects here. And you can see what this project is going to look like in different sizes of thread, in different types of variegation, or maybe in using different colours for different elements of it. If I click on here, I'll get to the pattern detail, the project detail page, sorry. So this is my project for this particular tat-along. And you can see we link back again to the pattern and all the information that I've put in about my start dates and finish dates and how I feel about this one. Then I've got my notes. In this case, I've transcribed the pattern, which is fine for this case because it is out of copyright, but for younger patterns and those in copyright, we don't suggest that you do that. And down here, you'll see that there's some reactions to this and some comments as well. It can be great inspiration for people to comment on your work and it gives you a real good boost. There's multiple pictures in here, so you can have a different view, and in progress pictures as well. And there we go. All of my projects are under my Craftree down here in my projects list. And as you can see, I've got projects that are not just tatting, but also knitting and crochet. On Craftree, we don't mind what crafts you use and what you want to put in. It's totally up to you. It's your site. I've listed all of my tatting in a separate area, and you can see all my projects there. Also under my Craftree, there's messages and groups and photo albums. And this area here is your resources. So this is where you will have information about your stash. So what threads that you own, what tools you own. So if you've got picot gauges or shuttles or needles, you can store the information here. Your bookshelf and patterns, tutorials, and even private notes. So Craftree is really about, it's a database for you that enables you to get the most out of your craft and to store all the information about your craft in one place. Now back down to the side here. One of the things that we are big on here is our forums. Craftree goes back to 1993. We were a mailing list back then, and we've grown and developed ever since. We've become forums and groups, and now this is the latest iteration. You'll see here, under what's new, some of the latest threads that I'm subscribed to and some of the groups I'm subscribed to. If I go to search, I can search for a group. So I might want to search, for example, for, let's search for Renule, and we'll see that there's a fan group and also a particular Tat-along doily group for her. So you can click in there and see discussions related to this particular area, and you can join if you like. Going back, if I want to do a search through our threads and discussions, we have over 200,000 posts in our database. So there's anything that you want to know about tatting, you will find in here. Let's, for example, have a look at Cluny tatting. And you'll see 686 results for the search word Cluny. If I scroll down, we have a little bit of a tidbit from each of the posts, so you can have an idea of what it's going to contain, and tells you what the thread is. So this tips on shaping Cluny leaves is obviously going to be very useful to me. If I click on there, I come to the entire thread. So lots of fabulous information there. And if I like, even though this particular thread goes back to 2010, there's no reason why I can't continue this on, maybe ask another question or contribute to this piece of knowledge here. Back to the dashboard. So Craftree, as you can see, is extremely active. There's thousands of members here, and we've got thousands of projects, and we've got over 2,500 free tatting patterns listed here so far, and many more to come. It's a very, very active site. It's a very vibrant site, and we're hoping that we'll be able to see you here very soon. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.